Welcome to Strip Cover Lit, where we squeeze the bigger picture out of literature. I'm Adrian Fort, and we are here for a TBR slash 2 series announcement here on the channel. April is, of course, National Poetry Month. So this will be, I believe, the 4th consecutive year that we have done National Poetry Month here on the channel, which will be 30 poetry discussions in 30 days. This year, however, I have a playlist that I will be building the entire time, known, as you can see on screen, as Echoes of Emily. This will be an entire month of Emily Dickinson poetry. If you like or appreciate what it is that I do here, hitting the like button really does help me out, as it tells YouTube to share this video with other literature lovers. And I am hoping to perpetuate the word of poetry a little bit more this month than even I had. I think I have a pretty good formula baked up for what these videos will be. They won't be quite as in-depth as the Edgar Allan Poe playlist October was, but they will be more. They will include some art. They will include at least 3 different segments. So I think that what we're going to be able to do here with this month is a little bit more in-depth work than I have normally done with poetry writ large. Now, we will get through the day-by-day schedule for this upcoming month so that you can read along and be ahead of the game if you want. But there is also a second series that will pop up here, and we will get to that when we get to that. On the 1st of April, we will have I'm Nobody, Who Are You?, which I think is about as great an intro to Emily Dickinson as ever there could be. On the 2nd, I Felt a Funeral in My Brain. The 3rd, There's a Certain Slant of Light. The 4th, Wild Nights, Wild Nights. I may have put this on the wrong day. I believe it's supposed to go right down here. But for whatever that's worth, I will have to check to get back. Carrie turns 50 this year. So I'm going to have a read-along for that novel on the channel as we meander about. I am not sure. I have not broken the novel down yet, so I'm not sure, how many parts we will get to in the month of April. As you know, I have been struggling to do the larger projects as this year plus of daily uploads is winding down. I'm running out of steam. But I believe the 5th was the day that Carrie was published, all the way back in 1974. April 5th, 1974, Carrie entered the popular domain. So that is what we will have there. On the 5th also, The Loneliness One Dare Not Sound by Emily Dickinson. On the 6th, This Is My Letter to the World. The 7th, I Dwell in Possibility. On the 8th, Hope is the Thing with Feathers. On the 9th, I Heard a Fly Buzz When I Died. The 10th, It Was Not Death For I Stood Up. The 11th, After Great Pain, A Formal Feeling Comes. On the 12th, Because I Could Not Stop for Death. On the 13th, If You Were Coming in the Fall. The 14th, Tell the Truth But Tell It Slant. The 15th, Because I Got My Eye Put Out. Before I Got My Eye Put Out. On the 16th, The Soul Selects Her Own Society. On the 17th, I Measure Every Grief I Meet. The 18th, I Taste a Liquor Never Brewed. The 19th, There Is No Frigate Like a Book. The 20th, Death Sets a Thing Significant. The 21st, The Brain is Wider Than the Sky. The 22nd, If I Can Stop One Heart from Breaking. The 23rd, I Like a Look of Agony. The 24th, I Took My Power in My Hand. I believe, looking at this list of poems, we get all the way to the 24th before we get a video that has not had, or before we get a poem that has not had any videos here on the channel. The 25th, The Soul Has Bandaged Moments. The 26th, I Felt a Cleaving in My Mind. The 27th, the heart asks pleasure first. The 28th, I tried to think a lonelier thing. The 29th, I'm seated, I've stopped being theirs. And the 30th, I died for beauty. Now, this is a collection of Emily Dickinson poems that I have made in order to sort of get a grasp on Emily Dickinson. These are 30 poems that are kind of the most popular you will find from Emily, but also ones that are widespread enough across what an Emily Dickinson poem means to still have some cohesive nature when talking about them and leading in to one another. These poems, like I say, I believe all but one of them have appeared on the channel before. This is sort of like an introduction to the artist. I think this is the way I'm going to start trying to organize things on a poetry discussion basis. I think I am going to start trying to do playlists that are themed like this. I have a few poems lined up. Poetry of nihilism. I have a few poems lined up for love poems. I think this is the way I'm going to start doing things as opposed to just blindly making poetry discussions and putting them on the interweb. That having themed playlists like this might really matter. Now, speaking of Carrie, one second. This is a standard print edition of the book. I think it's around 300 pages. It's about 289 pages. Probably they will be around 50-page segments, I believe, that I'm going to break it up. I am not sure the natural stopping points of the text off the top of my head. It's a text with which I am familiar, so I do have a couple of ideas as far as what to tackle automatically. There are a few things extracurricular to the text that I know and are definitely worth bringing in. And I think that this is one of the foundational texts of Stephen King, right? So if we are making a playlist of poems by which we might know and better understand Emily Dickinson, here we will be contributing to a playlist of novel by which we might be able to more fully appreciate Stephen King. 50 years with this book in the popular conscience. It's going to be interesting. I've done a video on Carrie before, not a particularly high performer, but I think that there are always people reading Carrie. I think that there will always probably, as long as there are fans of horror fiction, be people reading Carrie. I do know that I have to finish the Hawley series. I do know that I have to finish the Fairy Tale series here on the channel. I have to do a review for Fairy Tale. I have to do the final 2 readings and a review for Hawley. Those things fell off for me because I know I don't like them. I know I kind of like Carrie. I know the text of Carrie. So I have more faith in myself that I'll be able to finish this series, even though I have not yet returned to the Great Gatsby series. But I do have notes taken for the next video in that series. So just give me time. I got to get through the daily stuff. I have all of these plans, and I know, best laid plans of mice and men, right? We did a 5 live Friday with the best laid plans of mice and men, and I understand that plans are nothing until they are executed, but I do think that I will be able to execute on these things this month. I do think I will be able to execute on Carrie moving forward, as well as The Great Gatsby. But watch it. I don't know exactly where I am going to have the other parts of the Carrie series when they will drop, but I will do them probably kind of sporadically through April and then into the summer months. That is all I have for this video. If you like or appreciate what I do here, hitting the like button really does help me out, as it tells YouTube to share this video with other literature lovers. If you find yourself here by chance but nine, there's but not design. There's poetry on the channel every Monday. I'm doing a short story read through for Ernest Hemingway at the moment. We just finished up Dubliners by James Joyce. And there's plenty more to come on the channel, and I hope to have you back for the next one.